Boston Herald Radio.
Heavy on the talk.
Light on the commercials. It's The Rundown with John Sapochetti.
Boston Herald Radio, we are The Rundown. John Sapochetti, Jet Striar, Christian...
In studio by Andrew Roberts, Flutie Fellow, Boston Sportsmania. Andrew, welcome into Boston Herald Radio. It's going to take me about 10 minutes to read your resume over here. You got a lot of accomplishments for someone just leaving middle school, getting ready for high school. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So you were at the Red Sox game last night, so you must be their good luck charm. They won 5-0.
Yeah, I really got to see the catches close. There was a lot of good defense last night. I saw Mookie Betts' great catches, and Xander Bogaerts especially. He had a lot. He had that one jumping catch, climbed the ladder, and he had a lot of good throws as well.
Sounds good.
I like the defensive formation last night.
Defensive was good last night, yeah, especially because Jackie Bradley Jr., their second best outfielder, right? Mookie Betts is still their best outfielder. But he was on the bench last night, Jackie Bradley Jr.
Before we get into the specifics of the game, Andrew, how did you get into covering sports and all that stuff? And you, like Seth said, you have a lengthy resume. How did you get started?
Well, I've always liked the stats, and I was reading at a young age, and I went to my first Red Sox game when I was 5, and someone saw me reading the lineup off the big Jumbotron, and they were like, how'd you like to come do Nesson Jr. announcing? And then on August 30th, I was a Nesson Jr. announcer. Then I've been following...
As a 5-year-old, right?
Yeah, this was as a 5-year-old. And in the years, I continued to follow sports, and then I picked up this book from the library about starting a blog, and I thought, I have a passion for sports. Why don't I start a blog about sports? Since then, I've been writing a lot of sports articles about Boston teams, the leagues surrounding them. 4.5 years now. So
you're a Flutie Fellow from the Flutie Foundation. Boston Sportsmania is your blog site, right? And you're also a Shining Star Award winner from the Flutie Foundation. You just covered the Special Olympics out in Seattle from June 30th to July 4th. How was that experience?
Well, it was good. I took a lot of video of the top 2 golfers. Scott Rohrer, who won gold, and then Tyler Lagasse won silver. They're both sponsored by the Flutie Foundation, just like I was. They sponsored 2 golfers and a reporter. I'm going to be they were originally thinking of having a 21-year-old be the first Flutie Fellow, but they needed someone to do some video out in Seattle, and they decided, you know what, let's make Andrew the first Flutie Fellow. So now I was sponsored to write articles, make videos and interview Tyler and Scott out in Seattle for the Special Olympics.
They were worried that the 21-year-old would just be drinking the whole time.
Right.
They knew that wouldn't be a problem.
He's going to be buttoned up. He's only 14, so he's got very focused.
Too professional to drink on the job.
Well, he was here a lot earlier than you today to do show prep.
Yep.
I mean, you wandered in at your customary quarter one. Andrew was here at 12:15.
I do my show prep at home. I don't like to be around you.
That's true.
Yeah, only for the 2 hours.
He only wants to be around me for the 2 hours. The rest of the time he can't stand me, which is actually good.
Try to get right out of here.
Which is actually very,
and now coming up in the fall, you're going to be going to Algonquin Regional High School. You're going to be doing play-by-play for the football team, and then you're also making this Hard Knock style program, right? That you're going to put together in August. That sounds pretty cool.
Varsity coach and I had come up with it was his idea, and I liked it, that we could do Hard Knocks for the Algonquin team, because there's a lot of new players coming to the team, and even though it wasn't a year for last year, he's thinking maybe they could make a comeback. That's kind of the whole Hard Knocks theme professionally, and we were thinking, like, why can't high school sports get the same kind of coverage as professional sports if there's people to do it?
But the Red Sox this year, Andrew, 63-29. I mean, we thought they'd contend, but boy, oh boy, they're on pace to win 110 games.
Yeah, this is one of their best records ever. They're on a really good streak right now. They've won 7 in a row, and they have a pretty easy schedule ahead. They have some of the not as good teams in the American League. They're facing Toronto after this. Then after the All-Star break, they're facing Detroit and Baltimore. I think the streak could go on a little longer, and that'll help them get ahead of the Yankees, which could definitely help them in their contention for the World Series.
And our estimable intern Will has told me that the club record for wins is 105 in 1912.
It was off by one.
So if my math is terrible, but I believe they're on pace to break
110.
that.
They're on pace to 110.
Hard for me to do math, but yes, on pace to break the all-time club record for
Now,
wins.
getting back, that was before the 162 game schedule.
Yeah.
That was probably 148 games.
How many games was that?
148, I think they played. Then they went to 154.
That's pretty good to win 105 out of them.
Well, if you don't remember this because you weren't even born yet, Andrew, but the Seattle Mariners in 2001, not that long ago, they won 116 games.
And lost in the first round.
Lost actually.
The Angels.
They lost. They lost to the Yankees in the American League Championship Series. Have Will check that for you. He appears
check it for me.
He appears to be a personal intern to just try to me look bad, but that's okay.
Yeah. I didn't use him to try. I mean, you looking bad was just a bonus. The idea wasn't to make you look bad.
I don't need you guys to help me look bad.
I just wanted facts.
Any problem.
Listen, anything that makes you look bad, that's just gravy, baby.
Andrew's here to prop me up, to make me make some sense here today. But, it's good. The Red Sox have just played incredible, but then it's still only a 2.5 game lead over the Yankees, right?
Yeah, and it's only a 2.5 game lead, but the thing is, not only are they, I know the win-loss record isn't everything, but they're outdoing through 92 games the 2013 Red Sox by 8 games.
That's amazing.
I saw the Red Sox moment in history on NESN last night. It said they won their game and they were 55-37. This year, 63-29 through 92 games.
It really is. It's incredible. Best record in baseball. Then you get the Yankees, the Astros, Seattle. They're all on pace to win over 100. Now, there's a new player that the Red Sox got a couple weeks ago, Steve Pearce, who you like a lot. Take a listen to this. In the first inning, he hit a 2-run home run. Ends up being the game-winning runs because the Red Sox didn't allow any runs in that 5-0 win over Texas last night. Here's Steve Pearce.
Payoff pitch. High drive. Smoke. That one headed for the corner. Gone. Up into the monster seats. Strikes.
Good first inning, right? Up 2-0. Steve Pearce. This is a guy you like. He's really mashing the ball since he came here.
Yeah, I think he's better than Hanley Ramirez ever was for us, more consistent. He's batting .458 in his first 8 games. I think he could definitely play more often against lefties. JBJ in his last 8, he's slumping. He's batting .200, 6-30, where Steve Pearce is 11-24 with the Red Sox.
So, Steve Pearce, you're a big fan of his, and it looks like, the alignment they had last night, at least that lineup is deeper, right? Because you go, Pearce was hitting 4th.
Yeah, and then Devers batting 8th. That gives Mookie some runners in scoring position opportunities. He hasn't had much of that. He's only had 34 RBIs, and a lot of that is on solo shots. He's had 15 leadoff home runs, something like that in his career, and a lot of solo shots this year because he's not getting the guys in scoring position. That might be something to look into at the trade deadline, but Steve Pearce might be our guy for another bat.
Yeah, because he can DH, right? You bat him 4th, and that Bogart's at short hitting 5th, and then Moreland, who I think makes more sense hitting 6th.
Yeah.
Lineup though is Benintendi in left, maybe Betts in center, and JD Martinez in right, or you could play JD Martinez in left, Benintendi in center, and Betts in right field. You like the outfield without Jackie Bradley Jr. because of the offense.
Well, it depends on the pitcher. I think against righties, I don't know if I want to trust Steve Pearce. When it's a righty, maybe you put JBJ in there, hope that he can get something going, but if he's in a slump like this, that's maybe the time to start Pearce sometimes against righties. Then against lefties, I think Pearce is dominant against lefties. And JD Martinez, he's by far exceeding his expectations. I think right field is a natural position. Playing him in right at Fenway, it's his next challenge. I think he was able to handle it last night. He had a nice running catch last night. I'm not doubting his fielding abilities over.
I'm happy the way the Red Sox are playing right now. I am that they have this, the best record in baseball. I made fun of it when Alex Cora was saying in the preseason, in spring training.
I know that cut's still saved on your board right there. I know for a fact it is.
And right now they have the best record, so it's all more to the Red Sox than they've been playing.
Was John Farrell that bad a manager?
I don't think. Well, he won a World Series. I think at first he was doing well, but I think he got a little bit stuck with his ways a little bit, so maybe later on he wasn't as good a manager. I think it was the right move to fire him in the end, though.
Even though he won back-to-back division titles, which no one's ever done in the history of the Red Sox. But yeah, this is where we're at now.
He was
Red
holding
Sox.
Holding them back from being World Series contenders.
When I was your
we don't want
age,
to be good, we want to be great.
but then they lose in the American League Championship Series to the Cleveland Indians, then it's a failure, right?
Yeah, probably.
Anything in Boston that's not a championship now is a failure from any of these teams.
Even with the Celtics now going forward. Last year, no.
When you have 17 banners hanging, if you don't win a title, it's a failure. That's just how it goes.
Yep.
Championship or bust. That's what it is. I'd say Red Sox, Patriots, Celtics. I don't know about the Bruins yet, but
they're getting there, though. I think they're starting to climb a little bit. Last year, I don't think we really expected them to win the Stanley Cup, but maybe go one more round. But then they lost to a better team in Tampa.
Yeah, now they're in trouble because their division.
Boston Herald Radio, we are The Rundown. John Sapochetti, Jet Striar, Christian Burgoyne. We're joined today in studio by Andrew Roberts, Flutie Fellow. Go to his blog, Boston Sports Mania. Andrew, we were talking baseball earlier. Obviously, the All-Star game is coming up next Tuesday. I asked everyone the question yesterday if you're looking forward to it. I kind of guess I know you're looking forward to watching the All-Star game, right?
Yeah, I'll probably watch it. I heard that Benintendi was in the final vote, but I don't know if it would be the right. As a Red Sox fan, maybe you want him to rest. I'm not sure.
We'd have like 10 of us get together and play
Was it like
baseball.
the Sharks and the Jets?
Yeah, pretty much like that. Yes.
Gang wars.
Oh yeah, we did. Then we've been declaring brawls at the end of that if someone pitched me inside. But yeah, baseball. I think. Do you think there's a pace too slow though? It has to be picked up maybe to get some of your friends involved. Like, what do they say when you say, "Let's watch a baseball game"? They go, "I think it's too slow."
Well, I think one way to it's not really. I think the pace of play is one thing, but I think, like you were saying, the stats make it a lot. I think they can make it a lot more interesting. I'm doing a lot of research. I'm putting out these interesting stats, and I found that a lot of people who aren't typically baseball fans are amazed by these stats.
Yeah, because you can get into them and show why this player is better than the other player. So yeah, the All-Star game's next week. The Red Sox have 5 players, which is pretty amazing.
Is the final fan vote. I'm going to vote for Giancarlo Stanton, only because I think that look, Benintendi's a wonderful player, but Stanton's more exciting. I'd like to see him get up a couple times and maybe hit a moonshot.
Okay, but who's more deserving?
Probably Rosario. I think.
Okay, between the two of them.
Benintendi's had a better year.
Okay, so you're going to vote for the guy who's less deserving.
Yeah, because I'm a fan of the game and I want to see Giancarlo Stanton get up twice.
Is the point of the All-Star game the best players should be there, the guys who deserve it the most, or is the guys who you think are going to hit home runs? Most entertaining players?
I think once you have your lineup set, this is for the third member of the team. Yeah, put the guy up that's 6'6", 250 who might hit one to the Capitol.
You just hate the Red Sox.
No, I don't hate the Red Sox.
You do.
Baseball's not
all about home runs. I'm going for the guy who deserves it here. Eddie Rosario, I had actually put him on my All-Star ballot over I think Judge.
Yeah, he's had a great year. Now, who's your favorite Red Sox player?
My favorite Red Sox player, I think I like Bogarts a lot. I like Chris Sale.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten big on Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
How do you feel about David Price?
Well, Price, I don't think he's $1 million start pitcher. Like he's being paid basically $1 million a start, and I was expecting when he came into Boston he would be our ace. He hasn't really been our ace.
That's okay though, because you acquired Chris Sale.
Yeah,
who's now the
Sale is. Yeah, we weren't thinking that we needed to acquire Sale as the thing, but yeah, Sale's been doing well for us.
Isn't it amazing? J.D. Martinez, talking about someone
who's accomplished so much this year. I mean, the guy's in contention to win the Triple Crown and really replace David Ortiz. He didn't have a lot of suitors in the offseason, right? I mean, the Red Sox signed him late.
The Red Sox, the Diamondbacks, I think the Indians, maybe that's about it.
Like, what was up with that? When you think of it, and look at the numbers he's put up.
I don't know. I think he was extremely underrated this offseason.
I think about the trade deadline, let's see how Price can do over the next few weeks. If we need to get a starter, we need to get another starter. Otherwise, we need to see how the lineup's doing. We need to see how Price is doing.
Because
the Red Sox, they're trying to win now. That's why they're getting these guys. Sale, Price, Martinez, etc.
Yeah, because wait till Bogarts and Betts become potential free agents, because it's going to take a lot of money to re-sign Mookie Betts. It's going to take a lot of money to re-sign Xander Bogaerts, and then eventually you get the Benintendi. So you pay all those young players. I mean, the salary is just going to continue to explode.
Betts at this rate is going to be a $300+ million player.
Follow Jet Striar on Twitter at Jet Striar, Striar. You can follow me at JohnSap25. Follow Christian Burgoyne at C_Burgoyne, and you follow Andrew on Twitter at Andrew Roberts 1. Hour number 2 is up next. You're listening to The Rundown on Boston Herald Radio.